Good morning, welcome to Marty's Tying Bench. This morning we're putting together some kits for Vice Squad, and since it's blue-winged olive season, I've got an easy tie that floats great. You can see it, good imitative pattern. It's kind of a part ComparaDOMEN, part spinner, so call it a ComparaSpinner. It's poly yarn wings and tail. 16s or 18s. Can't go wrong with gray for duns. When they first emerge, they're pretty pale in color, so I've tied this in other colors, but gotta favor the gray. Alright, now I've got some poly yarn. This is just macrame yarn, Bonnie braid, that's been combed out. And out of that I'm going to peel just, 8 or 10 fibers here, keep it sparse. And tie that in along the hook shank. Come all the way back to where it starts to bend and get one turn underneath just for fun. And then come forward to where you're going to install the wings, about a third of the way back. Now I'm going to cut those things about the same length as the body. That's the hook shank. And eventually I'm going to poke at those to get them to spread out. If you notice on the duns, when these things are hatching, the tails aren't long and stiff like on the spinners. They're kind of soft and curly, so I like to use poly yarn for my tails. Now, the poly yarn that I've got right here, I'm going to tie that in with only 1 or 2 tight wraps, and then I'm going to come around behind and tie in between them with only 1 or 2 tight wraps. I'm going to lift those up and come around them like a parachute post, but I'm keeping that thread right down against the hook. I'll cut that a little shorter just so we can deal with it. But you'll notice that stands those things up like wings. Keep these things long so that you can manipulate them and get them out of your way, because now we're going to dub the body. Use a fine dubbing. This is Superfine Adams Gray. And the thinner that you can dub that noodle, the more control you can assert when you build a taper. Get some more. I can just push those wings forward and get them out of the way a little bit. And now I'm going to get even more dubbing, because I'm going to build up a thorax that will support those wings in their final position. In front and behind, and now in between. And keep going until the shape of the fly's abdomen and thorax are what you like. And then we'll move to the front and tie off with the whip finish. Kind of hard to see those gray fibers, but keep them out of the way. Not too bad. Now, I'm going to pull these up and try and make sure I get every stray fiber and come in there and cut it a little bit longer than the body. Now, these are soft and they'll move around on you. Kind of flatten them out into a fan shape. And just for fun, and I'll have some of this for you to borrow if you don't have your own, but got some HydroShed. If you get any to come out, that's enough. And I'm just going to work that into the poly yarn wings. And I can get some on the abdomen if I want to. There you go. You're going to have a easy to see, high floating ComparaSpinner, blue and olive.